Okay, do you have any specific questions, or you just want me to go over it?
Let's run back through the whole thing so we can fill in Harry and Denzel.
Okay, so, um, okay, so this involves Elfie, a new employee at Roosters, and Rust, right? So, um, about a week ago, um, I talked to Eve. Eve comes to me and says that Kem of Rust came to him, came to her and said that Elfie should be fired because apparently Elfie talked shit about Rust, and he framed it in the way of, emphasizing that, oh, Mr. Lang wouldn't like if, if Roosters employed someone who talked shit about, the gang that helped him become mayor, blah, blah, blah. And I heard about this from Eve, and I was like, okay, I'll look into it. Fine. So eventually, one of my managers, Quentin, gets to talk to Elfie, and then I also get to talk to Elfie after, and she gives this rundown. So one day, she went to Roosters not as an employee because she's super new. I think even like till today, she's only had a couple of shifts, but she came as a customer and started talking to Maxine, who is in Rust and is now fired from Roosters. But he was working at the time behind the counter, and they get to talking. Eventually, they came onto the topic of Rust, at which Maxine says, "Oh, I'm in Rust," and Elfie kind of hesitates and is like, "Oh," and basically lets it known that she doesn't like Rust. From then on, Maxine then presses her about why she doesn't like Rust, and then proceeds to call down other members of Rust to come down and press her on that as well. So, for about an hour or more, they're all at Roosters pressing her about why she doesn't like Rust, and she gives her reason for that. Basically, what Rust did to her before was, kidnap her while she's gold panning, and like hurt her in some way. I don't exactly remember how they hurt her, but they did. And ever since then, she hasn't liked them. And so it gets heated at some point where she does say stuff like, "Oh, you're not going to do anything to me here because we're at Roosters," which isn't great. But again, this is like after an hour of this type of conflicting conversation. And eventually it dies down. But after Rust leaves, or so she thought, she steps outside of Roosters and gets held up by Kate, a member of Rust, and gets kidnapped by them. They all come back, to take her, and they hurt her again. Her and a friend of hers.
You need a gun.
That's fine if you do.
Okay, you're taking
Yeah.
this. Take that Browning. I'll carry the shotgun.
So now you guys want me to have a goddamn gun?
Yeah, we're gonna have a gun
you
going
don't
into
know
this.
where the fuck this is gonna go, Harry. I ain't gonna take
All
Kim's
right.
shit. I ain't gonna take Russ's shit. And if they fucking act out, we might have to shoot a motherfucker.
Someone give me a joint, please. I'm ready. Say less. I love it.